Hello there, this is the Misanthropic Lord, and welcome to The Last Leviathan. This is a game that's based on building up one of your creations and then destroying everything around it, kind of like Besieged. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is the same company that made the game Besieged. So if you know what that game is about, then you understand kind of what this premise is. Build a ship, put some cannons on it, some flamethrowers, some mortars, and then destroy everything around you. Just like in real life with ships. Alright, so we're starting here on our wheel so that we can drive the ship eventually. This is in very early access, so there might be a little bit of a frame rate drop. They've said that the reason for that is because they want to be at a higher spec. They want the early access people playing it to have good functionality, or at least good graphicality with it. So it looks like we got a couple of different things that we can do here, a couple different materials. So let's go ahead and go straight into it. I already have an idea in my head about what I'm gonna build, and it's not that little hinky-dinky raft right there. We're gonna do something a little bit more beefy, if you know what I mean. If you see what I'm saying. So I do understand that there's different classes in this game, and what I mean by that is if you see over on the right hand side, on the upper right hand side of the screen right there, it says right now it's a cog class. And as you build up, as you put more stuff onto the ship, it creates different classes of a ship. The reason for that is because eventually it's going to have multiplayer functionality to it. So it wants you to be in the same area as different ships of your type, kind of like featherweights, heavyweights, middleweights, that sort of thing. Based on how much you've built up your ship is based on what type of class it is and what type of classes you'll be playing against when you eventually do multiplayer. Okay, so I've built the general outline of what a ship kind of looks like. You can see at the front here I've started making what's called the forecastle, which is short for forecastle. And then we have the aft castle right here in the back. I'm going to build up the forecastle a little bit more with the best wood we got. And then, you know, if it turns out the wood that we have right here ends up costing a little bit too much, we can always downgrade it. But let's go ahead and build out the outline with the best type of wood that we have right here. And then we can scale it back when we need to. All right, so get the general feel of a ship right here. Okay. And fill this in. All right. Okay, so that's the port hand side of the forecastle done. So let's go ahead and do the starboard side. That's nautical lingo to you all out there. Ooh, man. The class size gets big real quick. We haven't even started on the front half of the ship yet, and we're already just about to get to the next class size of ship. A Hulk class. So maybe we should make it green and smash it into things. Actually, you know, maybe that's the next ship I'll do. Just something green and smashes into things. That's a Hulk class. I'm actually kind of interested. I'm a big fan of nautical stuff in general. You probably can see that with some of the videos that I choose to play on this channel. I don't know what it is about it. I'm just a nautical sort of guy. The whole ships thing, the adventures that you can have, sailing the seven seas and whatnot. And here I am on my computer, landlocked like a lubber, playing with virtual ships. Okay, so we got the general gist of the front here. Let's go ahead and work on the main deck, and we can work our way back to the aft part of the ship. I can start on the keel, I guess. Decking. What I'm looking for is... Ooh, scopes. I gotta remember to put that on there. Okay, so those are railings, figureheads. Just decorative stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep on building up the main deck. Or maybe I can do it with a keel afterwards, actually. That might be a better way to do it. Okay, yeah. And just build, like, where there would be stairs right here, going up to the quarterdeck. And build the sides where the railing is going to be. There we go. Look at that. That is a happy looking ship right there. And we'll go ahead and build on the other side. I know what you guys are thinking. This is some high intensity stuff right here. Hey, you know what? I live to please. And here we are. Look at that. And it looks kind of funky with the blocks and everything. How do I undo stuff? I'll figure it out later. Okay, and let's build it up to the aft deck. The poop deck, as it's so affectionately referred to. And build up one more level so it's flush with the front of the ship, the forecastle, as we said before. And build this up and out. Good. Okay. How far out do I want this? I'm not sure how the physics work with this game yet, so I might be building something that's way too heavy or way too light. I have no idea yet. Okay. But we got the general back of the ship right here. And depending on if it's too heavy or too light, we can go ahead and add or subtract blocks as needed. I know they have ballast blocks, which are good, to make the ship heavier at the bottom. By the way, fun fact while I'm making this up real quick. I mean the ship, not the fun fact that I'm about to tell you. A lot of questions have to do with what's the difference between a ship and a boat. And people don't believe there is a difference. You know, a boat is just a smaller ship. And that's not true, because you can actually have ships that are quite small and boats that are very, very large. The way that you differentiate them, and this is completely true, you can look this up if you don't believe me, a ship is top-heavy. Because a ship is top-heavy, when it turns, the ship itself will tend to turn away from the turn that it's going into. For example, if it's turning to starboard, the top of the ship, will lean to port because it's top-heavy. That is not so with boats. With boats, they have kind of a balanced weight in between it, so it leans into the same turn that it's going into. So if it was to turn starboard to the right, the boat would lean into the turn. It would lean right, and that's the difference between a ship and a boat. Just as simple as that. And you might be like, oh, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if you're making stuff up. Point of fact, submarines. Submarines are called U-boats, underwater boats. And the reason they're called that is because they lean into the turns that they're making. Because they're boats, not ships. Ha. And if you have an issue with that reasoning, or if you think that's not true, then please, you can call me out on it. That's fine. I would love for someone to call me out on it. All right, so we got the basic outline right here. Let's go ahead and make a keel. A keel for the ship. Where should this start? Let's make the front of the keel like right here. And kind of as smoothly as we can, kind of go into each block. That looks kind of crappy. I don't like that. I would like it to be a little bit more flush. So, do I want another one right here? Then continue on from the bottom? I don't know. I don't know how I like that. I don't know if I like that look right there. That is a very proud ship, though. Look at it. That looks horrible. Let's go ahead and take that away. A little bit of a bow right there. Oh, what's that called? Oh, I'm completely messing this up. It's what's the bow bell? Shoot. There's an actual term for when it juts out, the keel juts out like that, and I'm spacing on it right now. I feel bad about that. That doesn't look too bad. And that'll really cut through the water. Be hydrodynamic, as they say. And do I want this to be a pirate ship? I don't know. I don't know if I want this to be a pirate ship yet. Maybe it's just a merchant. Maybe it's just a merchant ship. Ooh, with a cargo of rum, since we do have a rum barrel right there. That sounds like a good idea. It's not looking too bad so far. It's essentially kind of a ship. I'm going to pre-ballast it with this, though, just to make sure that it kind of pulls the center of gravity at the middle of the ship, vice on the aft or bow sides. That way I can have a good middle center point of gravity for it. Oh, wow, I'm already in a galley class. I didn't even see that. But that's looking pretty good. And actually gives a pretty clear indication of where the keel should be. Do I want to do fins? That might be a little too much. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? That is a little bit too much. I think I'm going to change it out for the smaller keel. Put the smaller keels right here. Those are... And fins are more designed for stabilization for the roll of the ship. For roll and pitch. That's mainly what fins are for. They're supposed to be stabilizers. So you're not going back and forth all over the place. So fins are actually supposed to go, if you use them correctly, horizontally or vertically if you're trying to protect the rudder. That's another use that you could do fins for. Actually, rudder, yes. For this large ship, we want a very large rudder. Is that the way it's supposed to go? That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. I think that the rudder is supposed to go the other way. There we go. Vertically. Ah, voila. C'est magnifique. And the rudder is actually traditionally going to be a little deeper than the rest of your ship. The depth of your rudder is actually probably going to be the lowest point on a ship. Yar, har, fiddly dee, do what you want 'cause a pirate is free. So what I did right there is I put the stabilizers on the sides horizontally right there, and that should help us out a little bit, at least at the back side. And honestly, what I should do is if I ever have power to do so, the money to do so, what I really need to do is I need to put fins all along the horizontal side that I know is going to be underwater, because that's going to stabilize us much more. We're going to be much more maneuverable that way. There we go. That looks slightly better. Not the best, but still, it's got that nice little hydrodynamic sliding pattern to it that looks kind of cool and kind of nice. A galleon class already? Oh, man. Yikes. I'm using way too many resources. I don't know. So even though I know Wild Ships class doesn't really mean anything right now, the fact that I know that it's infinite, and because it's infinite, you could do whatever you want with it, I'm not a big fan of that. I kind of want to work within the confines of at least getting into the heaviest ship class. So let's go ahead and get rid of all the solid wooden blocks here. That should save us some moolah. And that's actually kind of true to form anyway, because there would be empty space in that part of the ship. Those are traditionally where the captain's quarters would be, right underneath the wheel, so that he could go up there and yell at the guy at the wheel, you know, if they were like going into, I don't know, sheer cliff face or something like that. The person doing that would have had to have been a really, really crappy first mate, though, and probably deserved to die. Good thing we won't have anyone like that on the ship. This space right here, would be the bilges, or known as one of the most pleasant places on a ship. If you're ever on a ship, kiddies, just ask the sailors in charge there, hey, can you show me where the bilges are? And they'll laugh and be like, sure, yes, we will show you exactly where the bilges are. And you probably won't be ever seen ever again. Let's go ahead and hollow out the general officer's quarters here. I want to make sure I do this right, because I used a lot of double wooden blocks at the start. Okay. Let's... I don't know how much more I can take off without really degrading the rest of the ship. I think in its form right now, this is the... I've been using the most expensive wood block. So if this doesn't work out, I guess the next step would be to use different types of blocks in order to cut costs, which I might be able to get away with if I do it beneath the waterline. Although that can also be kind of risky, because underneath the waterline is generally where you don't want things to happen hole-wise. It's usually a bad thing when you have stuff beneath the waterline become holes. Another good saying in the Navy, in nautical terms in general, is that you want to keep people in the people spaces and water in the water spaces, and you never want the two to come in contact with each other. Wise words, really. Sailors are known for their wisdom. Yup. This is the point of the commentary where I start just kind of like losing it a little bit, because I'm focused on trying to get this to look good. And I'm really starting to run out of things to say about it. It's a ship-looking ship, isn't it? It looks pretty good right now. I'm going to use this decoration instead of this railing, I think. I mean, the railing instead of the decking. Shut up, all right? It's hard to do two things at the same time. It's one of the reasons that a lot of people don't do the solo thing. Think about it. Think about people that have at least a partner or two when they do YouTube things. Like Game Grumps or the Yoxcast. I mean, yeah, you got your Markipliers and your Jacksepticeyes, and they're actually really good. I have no idea how they're able to do some of the stuff they do. How they're able to come up with stuff off the fly. Those witticisms. They have to go through a lot of improv just to come up with stuff off the fly all the time like that. What am I supposed to... Maybe I'll just start singing shanties. Maybe that's what I'll do. Do you guys know what a shanty is? Hey, you little girl, do you know what a shanty is? Why am I in your apartment? Shut up! Do you know what a shanty is? I guess, it's like a song? That's right, it's a song. So let's all sing a song together, everyone. Let's see, what's a good sea shanty? There's a couple of really famous ones, like Drunken Sailor. I don't know if I want to do that one right now. Let's see, what's another good shanty? He gave her kisses 3, a kiss on the cheek for the boatswain and gunner, and one on the lips for me. Oh, it's only a play they be, me lads, only a play they be. A kiss on the cheek for the boatswain and gunner, but one on the lips for me. And it goes on that way. Oh, hold on. There's a couple of good sea shanties, and I'm totally blanking out of them. Of course I would, because I don't know if you guys know this, but actually being recorded, knowing that I'm on recording right now, is kind of terrifying, because you're always on. You have to be on. You have to be like, this is really fun, right, guys? Aren't we having a lot of great fun time doing this thing where I build a ship and you guys watch it? This would seem like the most boring thing in the world to me. But yet, it's like a big thing. Entire careers have been based off of making something like this, where someone just makes something and other people just watch it. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this sort of work. You know, building ships and then providing commentary while I'm building the ship. Maybe it's just not in the cards. I'm sure if Nerd Cube was here, he'd be saying something about, I don't know, some English actors that no one really cares or knows about. Or Boris Johnson. Maybe Boris Johnson. That's a name I know. Because of the Brexit thing. And I'm not going to mention the Brexit thing anymore. I tried to do something funny last week, and I don't think anyone else thought it was funny. I thought it was super funny, but sometimes that happens though. Sometimes you think something is really funny, and you're like, I think people will appreciate this, and then it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. It's another sea shanty. What's another sea shanty that we can sing while we're making the railings for this boat? The ship, sorry, I got myself confused with my own definitions of what I was talking about. So let's see what another shanty is. Fetch me old red doublet, bring it to me now. Crossing the border, across the border. Fetch me old red doublet. Perfect. Well done. Okay, another sea shanty. Somewhere, hey, beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me. My love stands on golden sands. Hey, sands and Pappy. God, and watches the ships that go sailing. The ships I'm building with a virtual world. I'm gonna use this wood and build myself a galleon and have lots of fun. Remix. Dun, 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 dun. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. Everybody look at me, 'cause I'm sailing on a boat. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. Take a good hard look at this wonderfully crafted, well-versed, and handy-capable ship. Since I'm building ramps up to the fore and aft castle. Just the way ships were supposed to be designed. Let's see, what else? What else? What else we got here? What else? What else? There's nothing I fear. What can I do? What can I say? What can I rhyme with? Let's see. X gonna give it to you? Is that? No, that's not very nautical themed at all. Not at all. Alright, I guess I'll do Drunken Sailor. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Lie in the morning. Make 'em shave with a rusty razor. Make 'em shave with a rusty razor. Rake 'em shave with a rusty razor. Lie in the morning. Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, early in the morning. Throw him in the brig until he's sober, throw him in the brig until he's sober, throw him in the brig until he's sober, lie in the morning. Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, early in the morning. Throw 'em in the dungeon for the rats to feed on, throw 'em in the dungeon for the rats to feed on, throw 'em in the dungeon for the rats to feed on, early in the morning. Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, early in the morning. My name is Cuba Pete. Hey, I'm the grace of the rumba beat, and I dance the chick chickaboo, chick chickaboo, chick chickaboo. What am I doing with my life? Alright, so we've built the railings for the aft and forecastle right now, so it's starting to look a little bit more like a ship than it once did. So let's go ahead and start putting the masts on the ship. We'll go ahead and put the boom sail on the bow, so it looks like it is a proper ship. Actually, that doesn't look at all like a proper ship, but that's fine. It's okay. I'm sure it's fine. Voila. Parfait. Mwah, magnifique. Alright, so put a widow mast right there. That looks horrible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a forward mast right here. Let's make that one large. Whoop. Whoop. There we go. What's that? Yeah, that's the front right there. Oh, now we're back in wild class zone. We can't even get the propulsion on this thing without getting into the wild class zone. And I'm being fairly conservative with the way that this ship looks. I mean, this is a pretty smallish size ship for what it's supposed to be. All right, so I guess what we're supposed to do now is you know what? I'm going to fast forward this a little bit, and then maybe we can get to the proper ship design and then put it in the water. All right, so after some design changes and a little bit of tweaking, you'll see that I actually used some worser for the wear wood like I said I was going to. I have, I think, the general outline of what my ship looks like. It actually didn't turn out too bad. I'm actually pretty happy with it. I mean, and given the fact that I'm still in galleon class and not, not in wild ship class, that's actually, I feel really good about myself, all right? That looks like a pretty darn good ship. It just needs a little bit of tweaking in a couple of different areas, I think, and I think this thing will be ready to go. We'll cover this up with this little wedge wood right there. That did not work at all. That was not the great thing to do. I think... So I've been cutting a lot of corners with this ship. I've hollowed it out, and I've cut a lot of costs, but I still think that the ship is ready to go. I think we're ready to do it. Just some minor aesthetics right here. And I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, look at it. That's awesome. I might want to upgrade the weapons just a little bit since I have a little bit more money to use. Let's put the deck cannons at medium. There we go. Medium deck cannons. Look at this thing. Not very well armed, but we're going to use it for transporting rum anyway, so it's fine. Okay, and there's only one name for this ship. It obviously has to be the Grungy Panda. There we go. Beautiful. And all is well with the world. Okay. All right, so what do we do now? Okay, let's just exit out of this. No! I do not want to defeat it. I do not want to delete this beautiful creation. Are you kidding me? No. Aha, there we go. Set sail. And the Grungy Panda is... Well, it kind of floats. Haha, success! 1 knot. All right, well, the Grungy Panda shall make her way triumphantly into the heavy seas. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and if you like this, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, this is the Misanthropic Lord signing off. Have a good one, guys. There we go. We'll pirate it up. The Grungy Panda. And what flag do we want to fly? These are all Imperator flags, it looks like. I think that's like a northern one.
You say an adjective that's like unclean and or dirty, and then you say an animal after that. It doesn't really matter which animal. It kind of matters which animal, because you don't want to say like a grungy panda. Although a grungy panda would be a fantastic name for a bar. Welcome to the Grungy Panda.
All right, well that's a little bit better. See, I know my shipbuilding. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at it. Look at that. I even increased it from a whole 1 knot to an exponential 3 to 4 knots. Enemies beware.